Good day, everyone. In this YouTube video, I am going to discuss some of the future things that is going to be our topic in the future. So ngayon may hapyaw din. So what is next in my YouTube content? So basically I don't know when I am going to return to my regular series in which is called The Great Migration, in which I am discussing the history of each migration from the main history point, kung ano man yung ina-accept talaga ng historians, and to the point, ano ba talaga ang totoong nangyari according sa kung ano ba talaga ang nakita ng Diyos. Kasi ang sabi sa akin ni Lord, history is kind of bias based sa kung sino man ang may gumawa, ang may lathala ng history. For example, Roman history is going to be biased according to what the Roman Empire has done. So, Ottoman Empire, if they write anything historical upon the record, of course, may bias din yan according sa kung ano man ang maganda doon sa empire na yan. So, and so is the like. So, unlike in the Bible, which is an honest view of history because it does not tell you the uprise of Israel, it also tell you the downsides of it. So, it could tell you some accurate history of one country that starts to develop and starts to regress. Until now, Israel is still a place of oblivion. The real Israelites are still in oblivion. So, ito, linawin ko lang, sabi ni Lord, yung mga Israelites today, hindi na siya purong itim. May mga Israelites na itim because that is the primordial race. Itim talaga ang Israelita from the times of Adam to the times of the Great Reset, Noah, to the times of Abraham. Those are really black people. Pero ngayon, nasabi ni Lord, you really cannot rely on that anymore. Because life conditions have altered the genetic aspects of people. Yes, kung saan man nakalugar yung tao, it greatly affects their genetics. Halimbawa, noon nakita ko sa mga Greenland, yung taong sobrang kakapal na ng balat, it did not develop, they're not inborn na may extra layer ng skin, but it's the body's way to adapt of the extreme harsh weather. So, may mga ibang Israelita na punta sa mga malalamig na lugar, may ibang Israelita na sa Africa, may ibang Israelita na sa Asia. So, all of the gatherings of the Israelites is not going to be exclusively black. Okay, sabi ni Lord, yung sinasabi ni Lord na magbabalik yung mga tribes, don't expect of them all black. Okay? Linawin ko hindi itim lahat yan kasi yung iba nag-intermarry na, yung iba may lahing puti na, may lahing brown na yan. So, it will be on a different race. So, hindi lang siya exclusively quote-unquote itim, hindi lang siya exclusively quote-unquote puti. Hindi rin siya Caucasian, Latin, and the like, The gathering of the saints is going to be a mixed race. Halo-halo na siya, but how would the Lord identify? It's very easy because the Lord has a genetic track of who has an ancestor of a Jew and who is not. Okay, that's for a different video, but I want to discuss. So, ano ba ang magiging future ng ating page? Because, I'll be honest, there are myriads of topics that the Lord has gave. That is why this special video has lasted for so long. And, it will be longer, to be honest. Because, by the time that I stop producing videos, more and more topics is coming. More and more topics wants to be open up. The Lord tells us stories that is not ordinary. So, first, what's the idea of oneirology or what the study of dreams? I have discussed this before, but I want to discuss this in further detail. That's going to be our tentative video in July. So, magiging 2-week video siya, and then 2 weeks or 1 week, another special report na naman about random things that the Lord wanted. So, our tentative topic for next month could be urinology. 1 week, 2 weeks of urinology, and another 2 weeks pending kung ano man ang gusto sabihin ni Lord. That's for June and July. And August, the Lord wanted to revisit some of the old topics like death, marriage, necromancy. So August could be a revisit of those things, this time with an additional things that the Lord wanted. Marami na rin siyang idadagdag about necromancy, like to be in an astral journey. What is necromancy in the eyes of the Christian? Why does the Christian must be concerned or must be aware of the battles that they don't know? We must know it. So at least we need to be somehow be clear about what is going to be next, because my videos for the last month has been randomly picked. I have to admit, if what the Lord said, that should be it. Now, the Lord wants some structure when it comes to our videos. So 2 weeks urinology, 2 weeks random things that the Lord wants. So this is going to be our upload. So, and then September could be a message for the countries. That could be the next one. So there's a lot. So the Lord really wanted the saints to know that heaven and hell is for real. Because people have been so much busy into their earthly tasks, when they die, they will just scream, oh, ito ba yung dapat kong gawin, pero wala na. That's what the Lord said. That's the Lord's hearing upon the souls who already demarcated from their bodies. Ay, ito pa yung gusto ko sanang gawin. Ito pa yung dapat kong gawin. Kaso wala na. It's too late. So, sabi nga ni Lord, remember me in the days of your youth. Or sabi niya, kung kailan ka pa malakas. Or else, it could be too late. Huli na ang lahat pag humiwalay na ang kaluluwa sa katawang buhay. That's how we remind ourselves. If you need to forgive, you need to forgive. If you need to forget, you need to forget. If you need to be delivered from any past hindrances, you need to be delivered. If you need to start, go ahead, start. If you need to end something, end something. It is up to our lives kung papaano ba natin hahawakan ng ating kapalaran. So, okay, sige. June's going to be urinology or the study of heaven. So, I will give you some hints on what the Lord wants us to tell about it. So, first part is going to be what lies in heaven. So, what are the steps in going to heaven? Ganito yan. So, pag pupunta ka na ng impyerno, you will automatically be fetched by the devil to hell. So, no, nothing more the Lord can do. So, we have to be very considerate. If the Lord says you will be out of this world soon, don't say ang tagal pa naman. Because when the day comes and you did not surrender everything to the Lord, it's over for you. No more considerations for you. Kaya nga when the Lord tells you that Your days are near. You have to do your final push. But for those people who are devoted to the Lord from the beginning, for example, you have surrendered unto the Lord for a very long time, you have been serving the Lord for at least 2 decades, 3 decades ago. So, when the Lord says your time is near, you need to celebrate. Sabi nga sa Psalm 116, the death of a saint is a pleasing eyes to the Lord. It's pleasing in the Lord. Ang kamatayan ng kanyang tupa ay kanyang kaligayaan. That is why it is very funny when people lament on a man of God who dies, on a true man of God dies. It's very funny thing. Sabi ni Lord, you should celebrate when that person dies. When a man of the Lord dies, you should celebrate. It is because it glorifies God. Because sabi ni Lord, I will be in reunion with that person again. His kingdom is ready. His house is already been done. Eto, ganito yun. Ganito ulitin ko. Meron kasing final call si Lord dyan. So, your kingdom will be done a couple of months. Kunwari, pag sinabi na Lord doon, itong tao na to ng Diyos, malapit na tong kunin. Normally, sabi ni Lord, mga 2 years, 3 years. Sa earth time, sa earth time. Iba yung earth time sa heaven, So, wala namang oras sa heaven kasi hindi naman yan, wala namang kamatayan sa langit Sa sa impyerno din, wala na ring buhay doon. So, puro kamatayan lang. So, yung kaluluwa mo is babalik, magre-reform, tapos paparusahan ulit, patay ka na naman. So, ganito yan. Ganito yung kwento ni Lord. So, 2 to 3 years, pag alagad ng Diyos, 2 to 3 years before siyang kunin, with the exemptions of the request of King Hezekiah, if you read it, na nagpa-extend siya ng 15 years. With those exemptions, pati kasi yung extension mo sa buhay, pwede mo ring hingin sa Lord If the Lord sees it as okay in His eyes, the request will be fine. Pag alagad kasi ng Diyos, 2 to 3 years bago siya kunin, naka-ready na yon. Bakit? Bakit 2 to 3 years? Kasi gusto pang makita ng Diyos, the Lord will test the man of the Lord finally. Isa pa a couple of times kung talaga bang tapat pa rin siya sa Diyos. After all of the years na he persevered, the saint will go into his final testing. So, pero sabi ni Lord, 2 to 3 years before mamatay ang alagad ng Diyos, tapos na ang kaharian niya. Kaya nga, may mga kaharian na walang tao kasi hindi nila withstand yung final test ng Lord. Ito, sinasabi na ni Lord, para accountable talaga yung tao na, ganito pala yun. Pero may naririnig ako, naririnig ko lang. Meron daw, hindi daw tapos. Meron daw na hindi tapos. Ibig sabihin nun, hindi sila faithful sa paglilingkod sa Diyos. Ang madalas ko kasi naririnig, sabi nila sa akin, ang naririnig ko madalas, yung kulang daw sa tithes. Tama naman, pero ang sabi nila sa akin, parang nagmumukhang pera. Parang nagmumukha naman akong pera. Parang, pera lang din ba sa langit? Kasi kung puro tithes, kung sasabihin niyo puro tithes, pera lang pala. So, a rich people could give 30% of his wealth or his or her wealth to build a nice kingdom in heaven. So, kung sino pala mas mayaman, siya pala ang mas makakagawa ng malaking kaharian. So, wala nang parit din pala sa langit. Kung sa lupa, kung sino mas mayaman, siya ang mas aasenso. So, ganoon din pala sa langit. Kung sino pala ang mas mayaman, siya rin pala ang aasenso. So, sabi sa ano, marami sa mga mayayamang tao sa lupa sa impyerno na pupunta eh. Wala silang kaharian talaga. They haven't built anything unto heaven. So, pagkagaroon, pag hindi daw tapos yung bahay, ay sa malamang hindi yung tapat sa paglilingkod. Hindi siya nakakatulong sa pag-build ng gawain, hindi siya nagpapatawad, hindi siya nagko-contribute sa gawain ng Diyos, hindi siya gumagawa ng paraan para magpahayag ng kanyang balita. Hindi siya nag-invest sa paglilingkod sa kanya. Take note, service is the one that will give you your kingdom in heaven. Take note, giving your tithes is a service towards the Lord. Obeying God is another form of service to the Lord. Ito nagpa-pile up yan mga kapatid sa Panginoon. Hindi lang nadadaan sa pera ang Diyos. Kasi sabi ni Lord, hindi ko kailangan ng pera nyo. Ayun yung diniscuss ko nung huling video, di ba po? Hindi ko kailangan ng pera nyo. Ang kailangan ko, sumunod kayo, maging tapat kayo sa akin. Yun naman ang kailangan niya eh. Diyos ako eh. I mean, may sekta kasing simbahan na pagka di ka daw nagbigay, wala na raw gawain ng Diyos. Sabi na rin sa akin na maayos Ayos yun Ganda naman nung filosofiya na yun. Tapos, malaman mo, ang rangya-rangya naman ang buhay ng pastor. Tapos, mawawalan daw ng gawain ng Diyos pagka di ka raw nagbigay, no? So, ayun. So, obeying the Lord is another form of service towards Him. Ito, konting introduction lang sa urinology. Ayan. So, wala tayong excuse dito, sabi Lord. Walang excuse kung quote-and-quote mahirap, quote-and-quote mayaman. Wala. Lahat pantay-pantay sa harapan ng Diyos. So, no more excuses. If you want to build something nice into the kingdom of heaven, do it now. Serve God. Obey the Lord. Trust the Lord with all of your heart, with all of your mind, and with all of your strength. Yan sabi na rin sa di ba? Kay Moses. Love the Lord with all your heart, with all your mind, and with all your might. Hindi mind, mind and might. So, might means your strength. Means yung kalakasan mo. That's what the Lord matters. Kasi, ang argument, bakit gano'n? Bakit unfair? Bakit may mayaman? Bakit may mahirap? Sabi nila sa akin, nung pinanganak ba yung quote-and-quote mayaman na yan? May pera ba yan? May gintubang, may pera bang sinama yung sanggol na yon? Wala naman eh. So, everything is zero. And mamamatay din lahat kayo, zero. Wala rin kayo dadalhin eh. Sa kabilang buhay, wala. Everything is just on earth. Sabi nila, what's your excuse? Ang hinihingi ko sa quote-and-quote mahirap, it's very funny you say that. Sabi nila, that's ridiculous. What? Serve Him. Deviate from the sinful natures of life. That's what He wants. It doesn't matter if you're called to be a pastor. It doesn't matter how many sheep that you have. No, it doesn't matter. The Lord matters. How faithful are you to build them? How faithful are you to raise those sheep even though you are earning close to none? Paano kung yung ikapo niyan, tapat naman sa ikapo pero talagang maliit talaga eh. Wala akong magawa kahit anong maliit talaga, kahit kung kinikita nila, below minimum na. Faithful naman, kahit sabi mo mag 20%, it's still small. But the Lord said it doesn't matter on how big. It's all about how do you look upon His name. If you look at the Lord big, you will have a big place in heaven. That's about it. How do you look at things? See? So it doesn't matter if what are you in the social strata. If you are in the middle class, or if quote unquote middle class, upper middle class, lower middle class, rich, poor, very poor, and quote unquote useless. It does not matter where are you there. The only thing that matters is, are you ready to serve God? Are you ready to obey His word? That's what the Lord waits. If you don't have a good life on earth, you will have a good life in heaven. As long as you do not deviate from His word, you do not deviate from what He wants, you will be fine. Both on the first, the second, and on third heaven. I'll see you next time. God bless.